Fuselage fit not going right, stencils too much on your model, you need a brew. Got just the thing right here on Gary's Stuff. Hello there, I'm Gary, welcome to my channel, welcome back if you've been here before. Today I am doing a quick taste test on the Airfix Modeller's Brew Tea and Coffee. Would have done it earlier, but I caught COVID, my taste buds went on holiday for a little while. They're back now, they're refreshed, they're pumped, they're ready to work, and so we'll crack on in a moment. Now if you like the video, please remember, thumbs up on the like button below, and if you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to the channel, hit that bell, you'll be notified of all my videos, no matter what they're about, as they're launched. And of course, if you want to support the channel in any other ways, you can do that through my online partner programs, through Super Thanks, and by becoming a channel member. Now, cracking on. We've all been there. We've all been there getting to the stage of, oh, not more stencils on this links, or something similar. When that happens, I have to go make a hot drink. I have to get away, I have to step away from the kit, just for a little while, clear my head. Tea or coffee does the trick for me, okay? So, normally tea's for the afternoon, normally coffee for the morning. However, I've been trying both, and do you know what? I'm getting on with both of these all day long. So, I'll start off with the tea. Tea comes in this packet here, nice bit of packaging. Modeller's Brew Tea. It says 80 traditional breakfast tea bags, and the date they were bagged and the date the best before, and I've got until August of next year. No, August of this year, sorry. It's already 23, isn't it? Lovely smell of tea, oddly enough. It's a nice sort of floral sort of tea. It's not harsh, it's not overly processed. It's quite a nice smell, actually, quite pleasant, quite distinct, but very pleasant smell. The tea bags, I've made them in teapots. I've made it in a mug, just one bag in a mug. Bag in a mug works very well. The tea's quite finely ground, so it brews relatively quickly, which is good if you just want to break and then want to get back to something you've left drying. I've got mine here in my Sprue Box mug. Thank you, James Skiffins, for this. My Sprue Box mug, which came with my inspiration box the other day. I like my tea with a little bit of milk in it. That's just the way I am. Now, there is an English breakfast tea blend. They won't tell me exactly what the blend is. They won't tell me what types of tea are even in it. Of course they won't. But I'm going to go with that's mainly Assam. That's the basis of most English breakfast teas, to be honest, is Assam. Now, normally, you'd mix some amount of Kenyan or Ceylon tea, Sri Lankan tea, in it. Now, the Kenyan is quite robust and punchy, and that's what you find, say, in Yorkshire tea. It's got quite a lot of Kenyan in the blend. Not a big fan of that. I like a little bit more refinement with my tea, a little bit more calm. And I think this has probably got a bit of Ceylon, possibly even a bit of Darjeeling. It's got a slightly more floral sort of note to it before you put the milk in. This is obviously nice amber colour, brews well. You put a drop of milk in, and it's really strange that you've got like a slightly sort of honey sort of smell comes out. It's really nice. And yeah, when you drink it, you get that honey sort of slight sweetness. I don't put sugar in milk or coffee ever. It's a very slight sweetness on the back edges of your tongue. It tastes like it's very low in tannin. It doesn't, make your mouth pucker up. Even if you drink it without milk, you can drink it happily without milk or with a bit of slice of lemon in it. And it doesn't sort of dry your mouth out like, again, Kenyan tea has quite a lot of tannin in it. So if you do that with Yorkshire tea, for example, Yorkshire blends of tea, then you'll get that sort of bite in the mouth. And this doesn't do it. And I'm happy for that because that's what I prefer. It's just my own preference. There we go. So, been drinking this very happily. I don't know, it's a good cup of tea. Very nice cup of tea. Is it dramatically different from my usual blends? Yeah, it's better than supermarket tea for certain. The ones I've tasted anyway. It's better than sort of the better ones of the labels, the fancy labels. More your Wittard than your Taifu or PG, if you know what I mean. It's got a sort of nice sort of refinement to it, and again, not much tannin. I think the leaves might be just bigger than on the cheaper teas as well, so it doesn't over brew. Yeah, it's a nice cup of tea. I'm enjoying these a lot. I'm rationing myself now because I don't want them to run out. So there we go. I was giving them for free. I can't really complain. But, you know, it's a nice cup of tea. It inspires me to get on with my links, which can't be a bad thing, can it? So there we go. If you like your tea, £5 for 80 bags. Just not that bad, really. It's not cheap, but it's not that bad. And it is a nice brew. It's a properly nice brew. Cheers. Right, so we've managed to negotiate the fuselage of the helicopter. So now we've got to do the missiles. Sea skewer missiles. How many stencils do you need for something that's going to fly and then blow up? Really? I'm halfway through doing these and I'm stressed. So I need coffee to keep me going. I'm having a go with the Warbird Modeller's Brew Coffee. Strength 3, it says. Suits me. I don't like coffee really strong. Unless it's Turkish or Greek, depending on where you come from or where I am at the time of drinking it. I love that. I love an espresso. Love an Italian espresso, you know, euro coin on the counter espresso, bosh, off, on with the rest of my day. But if I'm at home and I want to just sort of like take 10 minutes away from a kit, get my head back in it or whatever, don't want anything too strong. Don't want anything lingering too much. Aftertaste is nice. Aftertaste 10, 15 minutes later isn't so nice because what's left then is quite, it's too much acid and it's not pleasant. So this is Indian coffee beans in here. They are less acidic than, say, Kenyan coffee beans, or Sumatran, in fact, or several of the other types of coffee beans you get. So when you put these through a pressure system like an espresso machine or a pod machine, or like I do, my hob, the thing I put on the hob, my coffee percolator type thing I put on the hob, my Bialetti, it doesn't pick up as much acidity. The beans aren't as acid, and that gives a smoother end result. This grind is for what they call French press, which is a cafetiere to you and me. First time I encountered the term French press was in America, in Arizona. I was at Flagstaff having lunch, and the person I was having lunch with said, "Oh, you've got to try this, it's amazing, French press coffee." And I was like, "Oh, never heard of that. I'll give anything a go, it sounds amazing." "Oh yeah, you get one each, it's really cool." "Cool, do you?" And it came out little individual cafetières. I did not have the heart to say, that's how I make coffee at home anyway, but so I feigned amazement, and then when I got back to the UK, bought one and sent it to her as a present from the company, which was nice. Anyway, they call it French press. I'm guessing because they also export to the USA, that's where it's known as French press. Here, cafetiere. It's a medium grind, so it works in espresso machines. It works in pod machines. If you've got refillable pods, it works in those. It works in the things you put on a hob. I use my Bialetti coffee pot. Works really well in that. It will work in filters as well. It's probably, if you like strong filter coffee, this probably isn't as strong as you need it, to be honest. You'll be looking at like 4 or 5 horsepower on their chart. But for regular filter coffee, this is grand. It's not that light, but again, it's not too acidic. You know, some coffee can be it tries too hard, it roasts too hard, and it pushes up the acid level when you finally get to brew your coffee, and it becomes really bitter. I mean, over bitter. Coffee's got a nice, gentle bitterness to it, but if they're over roasted, it becomes really astringent and horrible. It just tugs at your tongue, and it's horrible. This is just so gentle and mild, but not watery, if you see what I mean. I mean, I like it. I do like it. It's enjoyable cup of coffee. I drink a lot of this as well. I'm almost out of this one. I really do have to ration myself now. Comes with, on the packet, the date it's roasted, and therefore the date is best before. It's certainly going to make the best before date. Both of them come in resealable packages as well, which is nice to keep the freshness in there. One thing that is interesting, when you do open this for the first time, you have a good old whiff of it. I love the smell of coffee. And obviously it smells of coffee first in the roasting, but towards the end of it, when just getting that last few whiffs come out, it's got this beautiful, like, tobacco-y smell. Like, I love a cigar. Okay, I have like 1 or 2 a year, and they have to be proper cigars, not these little Hamlet things. A proper Churchill cigar, you know, thing that takes like half an hour or an hour to smoke. It's a proper treat to me. And if you get a really good one of those, and it's fresh from a humidor, for example, it's still got a touch of moisture in the tobacco. You get this lovely, sweet, rich smell, and it's sort of mixed in with like the smell of the cedar wood that should have been stored near. Absolutely beautiful. That kind of reminds me of that. So I could actually just buy a pack of this and sniff it, although that would be a bit weird, and it wouldn't give me much caffeine. I'm not going to snort it because that's hugely dangerous. So instead, we brew it, put some hot water with it in a coffee maker, and that sort of tobacco-y edge is gone, but there's still that sort of woody, oaky sort of edge. Instead of cedar, it's sort of more sweet and vanilla-y and oaky. Like that sort of edge you get in a really heavy Chardonnay, Australian Chardonnay that's been in oak barrels or has been in a big steel container with tons of oak chips for ages. So it says it's an oaky Chardonnay. That oakiness, there's a hint of that sort of sweet caramelly oakiness in there, which is very attractive. So, £7.50 for 250 grams. Again, it's not hugely cheap, but it is a good product. It's a lovely product. So, you know, if that's the sort of coffee you like to drink, then I definitely would say have a crack at some of that. The other reason is Warbird don't just make coffee for the hell of it. It's a company run by veterans, ex-RAF veterans. As the name suggests, Warbird actually do support the various projects to do with keeping warbirds airworthy, and they also support service charities and charities for ex-service personnel and their families. So they're a small company, but they're beginning to sort of bat around at a higher sort of level than they perhaps might think they ought to. But they do. They give money back to the, I think, over £4,500 so far they've given away to help warbirds fly and also to support service charities. That can only get better. The association with Airfix hopefully means both their products get more known and more sold, and so more money gets raised for these charities. And also, of course, it's good for Airfix to diversify, gets their name seen amongst the aviation community in general, and who knows, maybe they get some more custom out of it as well. It's a good thing all round. I'm giving it 2 thumbs up, not just because it was free. In fact, not at all because it was free. If you didn't like the coffee and you didn't like the tea, I'd tell you. I hope you understand that. You know, they haven't given me a load of money to say, please promote this. Airfix just sent me and a lot of other YouTubers some tea and coffee to see what we think. And I think they're all right. Actually, I think they're pretty nice. I do prefer the coffee to the tea, only in that I actually prefer coffee to tea. But both are nice products. Both are really quite tasty products. They're both premium products, let's be honest. And, you know, it's a difficult marketplace to enter. But I think they're doing very well. They're doing it from a very good place. And they're getting some really nice brews together. So well done them. If you're tempted to try it, I would say try it and see what you think. I did a poll on my website a little while ago about this. What do you think about this? About 500 people responded. About 40% said, nah, Airfix, stick to what you know best. Well, as I've explained, Airfix don't actually do anything apart from market this and sell it. They have not diverted any other resources whatsoever. None of the design team have been involved in this, so just bear that in mind. 29% would say, yeah, I'll give it a try, see what it's like. 18% said, yeah, just selling something with a logo on it, so what? And 13% said, let me at it. So between try and let me at it, we're at 42%. Not bad. I would say try it. And give it a go. That's all from me for today. If you like the video, please do remember and peel thumbs up on the like button below. And of course, if you haven't done so, then please do subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, and you'll be notified of all my future build videos and all the other things associated with this wonderful hobby that I chuck videos out on. Thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you again very soon, and cheers.